The Border Management Authority says it is bolstering its resources and is planning to soon deploy drones to have a bird's eye view of the Beitbridge border post. More than 4,000 people have been intercepted while trying to enter South Africa illegally. Nqobile Madlala has the details.
Over 40,000 people have entered South Africa through Beitbridge border post alone since the beginning of January 2024.
Around the 1st, we had actually processed around 10,000 people, and then on the 2nd, we processed around 15,000 people, and then yesterday being the 3rd, our overall figures were sitting at around 21,000 people from the Zimbabwean side into South Africa. So all in all, we are looking at around 46,000 people that we have actually processed into South Africa in this particular period, as it were.
Beitbridge is a gateway to SADC countries for visitors and business, but it comes with numerous challenges. It's only 4 days into the new year and already a total of 4,000 undocumented migrants were turned away from different ports of entry. 400 of those were attempting to cross into the country via Beitbridge. Meanwhile, along the stretch of the border post, others are trying to cross unnoticed. It's a 284-kilometer borderline, which basically separates Zimbabwe from South Africa. And in between, we find Limpopo River. Where I'm standing is one of the areas that's also found to be a hotspot, with boats behind me that are used to cross to South Africa. But also, this is an example of a community that is on the borderline. So people decide to cross illegally into the country to purchase some of the goods in the side of South Africa and go back into that country. The Border Management Authority says these are some of the examples of communities that they need to use drones for so that they know exactly where the activity is taking place.
Once we are able to have the drones actually deployed or procured and deployed, that on its own will help us to be able to have an eye-bird view, up there, to be able to assist us to pick up where people are actually moving into, so that we can be able to make sure that even our response become very effective.
Illegal crossing is also found at the border post, as some vehicles transport undocumented migrants. For now, they are fined. Officials have collected as much as 1.4 million in fines so far, but they will soon be charged.
It's 15,000 per person, where it happens that this bus it has been coming in and out, and then we didn't have any mechanism how to collect that money. But now we happen to sit down, and then we said, okay, any bus which is owing us, and then we need to stop them until they pay, and then we have seen that that thing is working for us.
What we are intending to do now is to actually charge these who are transporting people with aiding and abetting, as well as impounding of vehicles.
The borderline is manned by the South African National Defence Force, and Border Management authorities say they are working closely with communities to identify those breaking the law. They sent caution to other organizations mobilizing at the borderline, saying there is no authority for such action, and asked them to refrain from those activities. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Nqobile Madlala in Limpopo.